Hi, this is Stephen Brower. This is for CISY 217 operating systems for the fall 2016 semester for Mountain Valley Community College. There is a separate video that is giving an overview for the course as a whole. There are separate videos to go through the content for the course. A separate video, I'll just go back up here for a second. The video that's here for the course overview is giving an overview of the course, and the video here is giving an overview of Chapter 1. What this video is going to be is information on submitting homework and lab for this course. So the way many of the homeworks are going to be set up is that when you go into the homework assignment, there is going to be, there's going to be two documents. One's a docx, which is Word, and the other one's an RTF. And the idea is if you're using Microsoft Word, open the docx file. If you're using a different word processor, like OpenOffice, open the RTF file. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open the Word document here and open it up. Oh, sorry. I'm going to resize this so at least it can be viewed here. I'm going to enable editing. In hindsight, I should have done a right-click, save target as, pick where to save it, and then name it. But what I'm going to do for now is I will save this into my, I'll just save it here for right now, and I'm going to name it Simpson Homer, as if this is me, the Chapter 1. Okay. So you can approach this as really kind of a fill in the blank, that you will answer the questions that are listed. In some cases, I do give some information in here. It will vary from week to week how many questions there are. The rule of thumb I like to use is 5. I try not to do more than 5 questions. There may be a week where there are 6 questions, but it's because there are 2 chapters, and I really did it as 3 and 3. There are a handful of chapters that only was 1 question. Well, anyway, that's kind of the rule of thumb that I'm using. So the idea is you're going to fill in the blanks, save it, and then attach it. And I'll just do one of these, for example, but the sort of the you will fill in, and I prefer that you write as close to complete sentences as possible. Actually, I'm going to pause as I finish the sentence. Okay, I spared you all the typing. What I did just for this one question right here is I gave 2 of the 5 subsystems. Depending on which page you are in the book, it will only list 4 and not mention the network. But since the network subsystem is such an important one, I do please list it as the 5th subsystem, because many computer systems or operating systems are networked. Anyway, the idea is you're going to fill in the blanks. And let's just pretend I actually had filled in answers for all of the other questions. Once I'm finally done, or once you're finally done filling in all the answers, make sure you save it. And then if I come back here to the assignment, this part right here, attach files to your assignment, I'm going to attach the file, that I just did, the homework 1. And you actually can attach multiple files here. There are certain assignments that may require multiple files. Most of the homework assignments will be the 1 file. There's not really a need to put anything into the text of the assignment here. Really, I want the document attached to have everything, so there's nothing for you really to submit here. It's only if for some reason you want to draw my attention to maybe an issue with one of the questions or something regarding one of the ones. Okay, this next piece is going to be very important. and that is when you're ready to submit the assignment to me, you have to make sure you click the Send It to Instructor for Grading before you hit the Submit button. If you neglect to click this radio button and just hit the Submit button, I will get an empty submission. I won't get, well, actually, I won't get a submission. If you don't click this and hit Submit, it just stays there in an unsubmitted state. And then after the due date, after it's due, and actually after the end date, I'll never be able to see whatever that you had attached. So pretty please with sugar on top, make sure that when you are done and you've attached the file, to click the Send It to the Instructor for Grading and Submit. Now, one thing that another student had found out one time is if you have multiple assignments open in like multiple tabs in a browser, like imagine we had the homework in this tab and we had the lab in another tab, a little glitch that Web Study had is that when you hit Submit, it submitted all open tabs of Web Study, and so it would be submitting blank assignments for some of the projects. Unfortunately, in Web Study, you can't pull an assignment back. So let's say that you accidentally either forget to attach the assignment, or let's say there's supposed to be 2 files and you submitted too quickly and there's a second file. If it's well ahead of the due date, meaning, you know, a day or more in advance, you could ask me to push the assignment back. I can push it back to you. You can attach the file and resubmit it. But if it's the night, or if it's the day that an assignment is due, if it is on Monday that you're doing something, you realize you forgot a file, the best thing would be is to just email me in the Web Study email me the file that you forgot to attach. Okay, so I'm not going to actually hit the Submit button here because you know, although I am a teacher, I'm in the student mode right now, and it kind of messes things up if I actually do submit it. But let's just pretend that it actually is submitted. What I want to do is I want to jump over to the lab assignment and show you this is another type of the oh, and I guess I messed something up. It is not here. Oops, sorry about that. I'm actually doing this video before the course actually opened, and so I had a couple things where the start date wasn't set properly. It wasn't set yet because I wasn't anticipating or going in. If I try this again now, this should work. Then yes. So a number of the assignments, like a number of the labs, what they'll have is they'll have a PDF file attached, and the PDF file will have instructions. Actually, let me go and open this PDF file out. Open this PDF file. It's going to vary from lab to lab what the instructions are, but basically this is stepping you through the creation of a Word document, and then after you finish creating that Word document, you'll go through the same process of the homework in terms of attaching the file and then clicking Send It to the Instructor for Grading and Submit. And it's going to vary depending on the lab. One in terms of how many PDFs there are. There are a couple labs that have multiple PDFs, maybe one with instructions and the other one with some background information, but then you'll be submitting the file or files that are needed. So the prior assignment that I showed, the homework assignment, there was a Word document there. You download it, you edit it, you upload it back. This one here, there was a PDF. You view the PDF, instructs you how to create the document, and then you upload the document that's being created. In this particular assignment here, by the way, I did say the one file. I am asking that you make PDFs of the articles that you find. Now, if you're in something like Google Chrome, you actually can go and print to a PDF. If you're in Internet Explorer, you actually can acquire an add-in tool that will allow you to print to a PDF. And this is in case that there is not a PDF available through the RVOneSearch in order for you to do the search. So for the lab, though, it's you view the PDF, attach the file, click Send it to the instructor, and then click the Submit button. Again, I'm not going to actually click the Submit button right now because things get messed up because of the mode that I'm in. The one thing I want to show real quick is that from the school's website, now this is the Commons, Raritan-Valley.edu. If you go under Academics and then Library, by default it'll put you in what's known as the this RVOneSearch here, and this is the place where you can go in and you actually can search, and it will search the appropriate databases that Raritan Valley has available. If you're off campus, it may ask you to provide your ID and your G number and your password, which is exactly what it's doing for me right here. I should pause. If you're on campus, it may not ask you for your G number and your password. No, I don't want to say that password. Anyway, so from that RVOneSearch, you actually can, put in what you're searching for. You get results, but it's through over here on the left-hand side where now you can go and sort of minimize or trim your search results. So, for example, for a number of the assignments that we have for this course, you're going to have to be able to submit, or you have to be able, in terms of your research, look at magazines and academic journals. And so by me just going and clicking those, it has reduced the results set that's over here. And if you only wanted to see the ones where the actual full text is available, you can click that as well. And if you want to limit it based on the date, you actually can go and click the date, and you can minimize it. And I'm not necessarily saying that this is a good article. Let's just pretend that it is. Well, what if I go into the article itself? One thing over on the right-hand side here, there is Cite. And so if you decide this is an article that you want to use, by going into the Cite, you actually can, if I scroll down to MLA, this is the MLA format for how to do the citation. And so now you can just copy this and paste it. It'd probably be best to paste it as text, not the actual format, because the web format will throw things off. But you can paste this into your Word document where you're doing your citation. So that Cite can help a lot when working on your assignment. Now, this particular item here, does have the PDF full text, and so that is the kind of thing that you actually could save that PDF so that you have, okay, not that way. In this case, once the PDF is open, I do apologize, is that we should have the download button available over here. We should have the download button that's over here, and then you can go and then save it, the file, so you can have it for later. If there's not the PDF there, but what you actually have is the this particular article is only available in HTML, but if I were to print and then I were to save it, in this case I'm in the Google Chrome, as a PDF, I now can go and give, well, I'll just go and I'll just save it as is real quick because I'm almost out of time. But this way I was able to print this as a PDF, and then I should have on my, then I was able to save that PDF, which I put in the wrong folder, but I was able to save the PDF here. Okay, so in short, in summary, for homework, open the Word document, enter your answers, click Submit to Instructor, and submit. For many of the labs, view the PDF Oh, I'm out of time.